other stuff that you would only see on a pornographic site, and so on and so on. I mean, this is really an information communication resource, but I think at the moment we would like to keep it fairly loose. Other questions or comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk about content, for example, tomorrow there's a tribal arts show sale in San Francisco. It's something that I'm interested in. Would you want to publish it there too, so anybody else who's interested could go to it?
Absolutely. I mean, the whole point is to provide as broad an information resource as possible.
What I do on Facebook and what I do on the forum, I can now do on
That's right. The advantage of this over Facebook and forum, so Michelle Wade has set up the HVL forum on Facebook, and we owe tremendous debt to her for setting that up. The problem with the HVL forum and the HVL exchange, which is mainly for practical matters, is that they're unstructured and they're very fluid, and to find any specific thing you often have to go through hundreds if not thousands of posts. And that's intentional. That's Facebook's financial model. We don't want to do that. We're not here to make money. We're here to act as a resource to provide structure and information that can be quickly accessed. And so we think that electronic newspaper is really the way to go for our community. Any other questions before we take a short break and then we'll have a panel discussion? Yes?
So it's going to be used to basically share events and bring people together, but like, is it going to be like people's yard sales also and things like advertising, or like what's it? Is it going to be basically like a newspaper?
That's
in other words?
Interesting question. The answer, I believe at the beginning, is yes. We will not charge for vendors and commercial enterprises to post. We have to think this out very carefully because we do have some print colleagues like the Times-Star, for example, who are concerned about that. We don't want to be perceived as competing. That's why on that introductory blurb, we said that we're not here to compete with the South County News and the Times-Star, but to complement. So we have to be very careful how to work this out so that they don't think that we're draining financial resources from them. But the idea is to at least be able to post what you do in a way that allows the greater readership. And I think actually will help the Times-Star and the South County News ultimately, because we can actually point out things that have been in their newspapers and they can do vice versa.
Will they have something that I'm sure you've seen? It's called, I think, the Bohemian paper, and I see it when I go to Santa Rosa, and it's kind of more in that area. But it talks about all the events, and if the object is to kind of, or the objective is to stay kind of away from being a newspaper, it might be a good model as far as, not just limiting it to what's in there, but using it as something that could also be added to kind of the format that you're going for, because it's really interesting. It really focuses on the arts and the local events, which is really huge in connecting people that are local in the community, Like,
It's a great idea. So
The
we'll.
Bohemian aims for a certain audience.
certain what?
Certain audience.
Yeah, so
And
it
we want
would-
ours to be more widespread.
Right, so it won't be in there, but it would be that section of the arts, the way that the Bohemian does their format. I think they've done it so long that they pretty much have dialed it in. So on the aspect of arts within the Gazette, that would probably be a good model.
Because it's just like a newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots of exploration to do and experimentation, and we don't think that we'll actually have a full-fledged electronic newspaper for probably about 3 months. So basically, with your help and great ideas like Casey's, we hope to grow this into a real community resource. So why don't we take a short break? I think there's still food and there's coffee and tea in the dining room there. And then we'll have a panel discussion of the speakers and you, the audience, asking questions and coming up with great ideas for moving forward.
Will you put